Before I started helping local business owners with video marketing, I spent 5 years trying to make it as an actor in Hollywood. Guest spots on General Hospital, Grimm, hundreds of auditions, thousands of hours in front of cameras, learning exactly what it takes to make someone look confident, natural, and trustworthy on screen. I didn't become Denzel Washington, but I learned something that's become way more valuable. How to take someone who's never been on camera before, someone who says, "I hate being on camera," or "I don't know what to say," and help them look like they've been doing this for years. Today, I'm going to share with you the exact techniques that I use, the stuff they taught in acting classes, the tricks professionals use that nobody tells you about, so by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to show up on camera in a way that builds trust with your customers. Whether you work with me or not, this is going to help. Let's get into it. So let me give you a quick version of how a kid from Seattle ended up in Hollywood and then ended up right here. So I grew up in greater Seattle. Basketball was everything. I was on the path to play professionally, but it didn't work out. After graduation, I did what any reasonable person would do. I packed up everything and moved to Hollywood to become a movie star. I know, but here's the thing, I actually booked work. You know, guest starring roles on General Hospital, an appearance on Grimm, worked with people you've definitely heard of. But most importantly, I learned how the game works. What makes someone magnetic on camera, why some people command attention and others fade into the background. The technical stuff nobody tells you about. I started Praise Media 3 years ago, and here's what I discovered. Everything I learned in Hollywood about being on camera, it's exactly what local business owners need and don't have access to. So let me tell you what I see with almost every business owner I work with the first time we shoot. So the first thing is they're talking to the camera like it's a person who's judging them. Arms crossed, defensive posture, looking away. The camera isn't the judge. The camera is the window. On the other side of that window is a prospect who needs help. Talk to them, not the lens. Number 2, trying to be perfect, reading scripts, starting over every time they stumble, sounding like a robot. Especially with AI able to generate scripts now, it's easy to fall into that robot trap. So here's the secret. Imperfect is more than trustworthy. If you sound like a commercial, people assume you're hiding something. If you sound like a real person having a real conversation, they trust you more. Number 3, they're standing still like they're posing for a mugshot. Standing like this brings zero energy. Movement creates energy. Gestures create engagement. You don't have to do a dance, but you need to look alive. Number 4, they're speaking in monotone. Same pitch, same speed, same energy for every sentence. Your voice typically has range. Use it. Slow down for important points. Speed up for excitement. Pause for effect. It's not about being dramatic, it's about being interesting. Number 5, they're not breathing. This is a huge one, and I continue to struggle with this to this day. People hold their breath when they're nervous. So no breath means no energy, and you look like you're about to pass out. So before every take 3 deep breaths. It sounds simple, but it changes everything. Now let me give you some stuff that actually comes from professional acting training. I was blessed to learn from a Yale-trained actor. His name is Gregory Sobek. If you're watching this, Berg, I miss you, man. He started in a lot of Broadway productions and TV shows, and he really took my acting to the next level from the 5 years I learned from him in LA. So the many things that took me years to learn in Hollywood, I'm gonna teach it to you in just a few minutes. Hey, thanks so much for watching so far. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you found any value at all, please hit that like button as well as the subscribe button so you won't miss any future videos. Also, if you need any help implementing anything that I've gone over in the presentation so far, be sure to book a free call with my media team, and you can access that by hitting the link down in my description. We have a full done-for-you service where we handle every aspect of the content creation process, so all you have to do is dedicate about 2 to 3 hours to us every single month, and then you can focus on other aspects in growing your business. Can't wait to work with you. So the first one, the imaginary conversation. Before you start talking, visualize the specific person you're talking to, not your audience. That specific person you want to connect with. So if you're struggling with this, I would say your ideal client or even your most favorite client to work with, picture their face. Look at them inside the lens. So in the example, watch what happens to my energy when I'm talking to a vague everyone versus when I'm talking to one specific person. See the difference? One feels like a presentation, one feels like a conversation. People trust conversations. The second one, the emotional memory. Before you talk about something, take 2 seconds to actually feel it first. If you're talking about why you love your work, don't just say the words. Take a breath and actually feel why you love it. The camera picks up authenticity in ways you can't fake. It picks up every small detail. So when you actually feel something, it shows. When you're just reciting words, that shows too. Next, the landing. When you finish a thought, don't rush to the next one. Let it land and pause for just a brief moment. Hold eye contact with the lens and let the viewer absorb what you just said. So beginners rush through everything because silence feels uncomfortable to them, but use silence to your advantage. Silence is where trust builds. It shows you believe what you're saying. And lastly, the intentional shift. If a video has multiple points, change your intention for each one. So the first point might be like, I want to surprise them. The second might be like, I want to warn them. The third might be like, I want to assure them. So different intentions create variety, and variety creates interest. Interest builds trust. So let me show you what happens when someone applies all this stuff. So as you can see, this is session 1 with a business owner I worked with last year. Watch his body language. Arms crossed, looking down, 1-word answers. And I remember he told me it was a mistake and he should just stick to putting flowers on windshield. So first, we just spent about 20 minutes talking. So usually when you just have a conversation with someone, especially someone you know, you naturally relax and breathe normally. There's no pressure to being perfect, just practicing being yourself. And by our 3rd session, same guy, watch the difference.
Also what the experience was like for the owners. 2, budget transparency. If a build
That's not acting. That's just him comfortable enough to let his actual personality show through. So today, most of his leads come from video content, the guy who couldn't look at the camera in session 1. So here's what I've learned. It's not about becoming someone else on camera. It's about removing the barriers that keep you from being yourself. Once those barriers are gone, your natural expertise and personality do the rest. So here's what I want you to take away from this. 1, being uncomfortable on camera is normal. Everyone feels that way at first, but it's not a reason to avoid video. It's a skill you can learn. 2, you don't need to become a professional actor. You need to just become comfortable being yourself. That's actually a lot easier. And 3, the techniques that make Hollywood actors look good on screen work for everyone. They're not magic. They're just skills that have been layered on by repetition by repetition. So if you are a current business owner who's been avoiding video because you don't think you'd be good at it, I'd love to prove you wrong. You can connect with my team by visiting the link below. And part of what we do is helping you get more comfortable on camera. It's built into our process. Or just use what I shared today and give it a try yourself. Practice talking to an imaginary customer, practice the breathing, and see how it feels. Either way, I hope this was helpful. Drop a comment down below if you have questions about any of these techniques, and subscribe